Alright, so here's a little easy guitar lesson, but first things first, my guitar is tuned to E flat standard, so a half step down from normal standard because standard is for pussies. Okay, and so the lesson today I'm going to teach you is this box-shaped scale pattern starting on the 6th string. And that's just a basic way of playing a major type scale, but you're going to be able to play it in any key within that area of the fretboard. So the first thing you'll do is you're going to take your middle finger and you're going to put it, we'll start on the 3rd fret, or the G. So go ahead and place your middle finger on the G of the low E string or the 6th string. Then you're going to place your pinky on the 5th fret of the low E string or the 6th string. So we're going to go from here to here. Next we're going to skip down to the A string with your 1st finger and play the 2nd fret or the B. Then go to the 3rd fret with your middle finger, which is just 1 fret over, or the C. Then use your pinky, go to the 5th fret of the A string, and then skip down to the D string and play your 1st finger on the 2nd fret. Then play your 3rd finger on the 4th fret. And then your pinky will go on the 5th fret. Now a little music theory thing here is, if you hear that, that's a resolve, so it's kind of the end of the scale. There's 8 notes in the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is a major scale, and it's going to be in G because our root is starting on the low E string, 3rd fret, which is a G. So this is that's 1 octave of the key. So again, that's middle, 3rd, pinky 5th, down to the A string, 1st, 2nd, middle 3rd, pinky 5th, down to the D string, index or 1st finger 2nd, then 3rd finger or ring finger on the 4th fret, and then pinky on the 5th fret. Always make sure when you're doing this picking, for this purpose of this lesson, we're just going to use alternate picking, so it'll be down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it'll be down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And if you're just starting out on guitar, this will actually be a good spot to practice. And don't worry about the next octave just yet. Just focus on getting the 1st octave down, or the first 3 strings, and you can take a metronome. And this same shape can be played all through up the neck, back and forth. It'll change the key, but it won't change the shape of the pattern. So let's say you start to go here on the 7th fret. You'll start with your middle finger on the 7th fret, and you'll go 2 frets over to the 9th fret and use your pinky just like over here. 1, 2, boom. And you'll do the exact same shape, then go down to the A string, but this time it's on the 6th fret. Allergies. And you'll play the same exact pattern. But now you're in the key of B because your root is here. And even if you don't care to know any of the music theory part, just memorize the shape of the pattern, and you can start all the way down here and work all the way up like this. When it gets to be here, it's a little bit more crowded, but it's good practice, because a lot of guitar solos can be done up here. Then go back down. Oops. practice my alternate picking as well. There's lots of different ways to play the scale, from like thirds, diatonic, or doubles. But for this lesson and this purpose, if you're just starting out, it might be best just to play up and down a few times so you kind of get the hang of it before getting into the more complex stuff. So just go and take that all the way up and down. Now, if you notice the fingering doesn't change at all. It's still going to be the exact same fingering shape. The only thing that changes is the key, and even if you don't know any music theory, you can still hear it. Still can't stress enough, use a metronome. And once you get that down, we can go to the next half of the other octave. Which is going to be, we're going to start with our first finger on the second fret of the D string, third finger, fourth fret of the D string, pinky on the fifth fret of the D string. That's where we finished off. Then you're going to come down to the G string and do the exact same shape you did on D string. First finger, second fret, third finger, fourth fret, and pinky, fifth fret. And here's where it kind of changes, is you're going to take your middle finger on the B string and place it on the third fret, then your pinky on the fifth fret, or two frets over, and then come right down to the E string. E string, second fret with your index finger, third finger, fourth fret, and pinky, fifth fret. The B string is a little awkward sometimes. It might throw you off a little bit. But you want to keep that alternate picking. So that second octave will sound like this. And little music theory thing, if we're starting on here, it's actually the minor scale, or the minor mode of the major scale. Which in this case it's G, so E minor. Which is also called the Aeolian scale, but if we're just learning just the pattern. And now you can separate, again, just play the upper octave instead of the lower octave, and once you get good at that, then piece that whole shape together. And then get really comfortable just going up and down that, moving it up a half step each time to just memorize the shape of it. Then once you get really comfortable with just going up and down, then you can start taking it to more advanced techniques such as diatonic scales, or thirds. And then more techniques I can show you later too as well, such as like economy picking. doubles. But for this purpose of this lesson, just get comfortable with that box shape. Now there's tons of other shapes to learn on the guitar, and I'll show some more later as well. But for this lesson, this is a good starting point of kind of getting the feel of like what one shape on the guitar looks like. Not necessarily learning anything about scales or keys, or modes, but just kind of getting comfortable with the actual fingerings or the actual shapes of what you'll be playing, because even if you don't know any of the music part of it, you'll be able to hear it, and if you have these shapes, even just this one shape memorized, you'll be able to pick up a backing track or write anything, and that's like riffs and just this shape. So I'll go through it one more time. We're going to go middle, pinky, first, second, pinky, first, third, pinky, first, third, pinky, middle, pinky, first, middle, pinky, then back down, pinky, middle, first, pinky, middle, pinky, ring, first, pinky, ring, first, pinky, middle, first, pinky, middle, first, middle, to complete it. And as you're practicing this, just going up and down, always use a metronome. That's how you're going to build up speed and clarity of the notes. So don't start fast, just start with whatever you're comfortable with, even if that is just that's where I had to start playing that slow, and eventually you'll be able to speed it up. Just over time, the speed will come over time. Just use a metronome, practice slow, and over time, it'll get better. Some extra help of tips would be, as you're going up the scale, try to not lift the previous finger. So obviously that was exaggerated, for example, but it's much easier to just keep those fingers down that you already placed. One, because you're using less motion, and if you come back down, they'll already be there. It's really hard to play fast when you're moving your fingers up like that. So that's one tip, is to keep the fingers down. Another one on the picking hand would be to hold the pick, not necessarily like this. That doesn't give you as good of a grip, but hold it closer to the actual point or the actual tip. You don't want to squeeze the tip, never squeeze the tip, but just kind of hold right below the tip. And your wrist motion is similar to the way you'd open a doorknob, if doors still have doorknobs nowadays, but just this motion. You don't want to use your whole arm. There's no point in using your whole arm, that's too much energy. Just use your wrist. Yeah, and just practice a little bit at a time, even just 10 minutes every day. Just sit down and remove all the distractions and just take the metronome. Just for 10 minutes, and after even just a day or one session, you'll hear the difference. So yeah, just start there, and then once you get good at this pattern, there's tons of other patterns I could show you, or you'll be able to find on YouTube, or you'll start to notice them in songs that you play as well. When you look up the tabs, you'll kind of notice, oh hey, I know this pattern, it's in this box kind of shape. But start here, and then you can keep progressing over time. And if you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. And if you didn't like this video, let me know. And if you want to see more of these videos, let me know. And if you don't want to see more of these videos, also let me know.